I'd like to say that being available to every Tom, Dick, and Harry on the dating site is not really favorable to us ladies because there are so many people all over who are scammers or emotionally unavailable or looking for a hookup or depressed or anxious or jobless, whatever. And the internet, anyone that logs into the site can see you. You just are walking around with the flashing, I'm here, you can talk to me vibe. And I would always feel so annoyed at that. On Match, I would get like hundreds of likes. And guys would think that we're lucky for getting so much attention or interest. But what I want you to know is that they're not quality real candidates. They are not. They're guys from all over the country with all kinds of baggage, just going all over the internet, just hitting up women at random with no real intention, no real character or whatever. Of course, there are great guys out there, and that's the thing. That's why I'm recommending that you guys, if you're on the online dating sites, that you invest the money in a subscription, and that allows you to do several things. One, you can be surfing in the incognito mode. Incognito meaning only men that you choose can see you. So it's you are selecting who has access to you. Okay? And two is that it creates a feeling of safety and comfort and relaxation, which is the natural feminine energy. And I guess three, that you can go through and choose who you want to talk to. I think this is a healthy way to maintain boundaries and to stay feeling safe and peaceful and enjoying the process. Now, I'm not affiliate with any dating sites. I'm not like jamming marketing for a dating site. I'm just telling you my experience. And so I'm on Bumble. Right now I have 2 matches. I'm hoping that they'll ask me on a date. We'll see. It's been weeks since I had any matches at all. And since March, when I have been online dating, I only had 4 dates. And I want to go on dates. I'm the woman who initiates the message with every match. I'm the woman who replies to every message in a timely manner and keeps the conversation moving. I will sometimes suggest a video call. I'm on time. I'm properly, like I'm showing up, regardless of my level of interest in the man, because I'm trying to get dates. Also, let's see. My criteria are not that strict anymore. My age range now is 45 to 75. I am just considering men who are, I'm not looking for a 10 in terms of looks or money or anything. I don't even care about the money. Just have an interesting job. Look at least a 7 or an 8 because your personality can grow on me so that you're my 10. Like, I'm just not even looking for perfection at all. When I turn the incognito mode off, I am bombarded with every Tom, Dick, or Harry from hundreds of miles away sending me likes or hey baby or hey beautiful and just lame stuff that is not becoming of a man who's looking for a relationship. So therefore my advice is, ladies, consider how your experience with online dating could be a lot better. If you're in the incognito mode, you choose which men have access to you, and then you can sit back, feel relaxed. You will get very few matches. However, the ones you get will be of higher quality. That's what I want to suggest. By the way, this is the longest and healthiest my hair has ever been. I used to have really short hair, but you know what? Divorce becomes me. That's another thing I realized out of my work that I'm doing and the therapist courses I'm taking. I was married to a A blatant is someone who's grandiose or walled off, and he was very nice. So I didn't realize that he was blatant. I kept saying he's a nice guy, but he was blatant, is what I learned now. Blatant, he was walled off, unwilling to change. So he was the blatant in the relationship. And I knew that I was often, initially when we married, I would get really angry and I would sometimes throw dishes. I'd be so frustrated. And that's when he wanted to go to counseling. He didn't like me getting all angry and throwing dishes and breaking them. Like I would just be so angry, or I would slam a door. By the time I was in my early 30s, I wasn't doing that anymore. And that's when I started feeling more, I started making more bids for connection. Let's do this, let's do that, like in an inviting way. And he was always a no. And then later when I was crying and sad about it, he was a no and he didn't care. So what I want to tell you is no matter how nice your guy is, if you're feeling sad and he turns his back and runs away or doesn't care and refuses therapy, believe me, 25 years of this to a nice guy who loved his children, was a good father, never cheated on me, kept his word, did house projects, like everything. But he was emotionally walled off, and I kept thinking I could change him or whatever. I could never change him, and he didn't want to change. He didn't. So my advice is don't even try. And same when you go on those dating sites, the days of trying to change men are over. That is a past relic of the patriarchy, when women put up with abusive or neglectful men and we try to change them. Nobody wants to be changed, okay? Let's pick people based on who they are. So when you're online dating, I'm going to recommend that you just date guys that you like who they are. You like who they are. You're not like, I can get him to be more social. I can get him to be more intimate. I can get him to be better in bed. No. Just look at what you've got, like buying shoes. You don't buy a pair of shoes going, or a dress. Like you want to fall in love with the dress, not, well, this is a pretty dress, but I could dye it this color, or I could, well, maybe that's not a good example because sometimes we get our dresses tailored. But the point is with people, just take it from me, okay? I am so much freer. I'm so much happier. When I was married, I always had my hair short. I look so much better. I'm so much freer. I'm so much happier. And you know why? Because I no longer have an obstinate donkey, and I'm going to call him a donkey because he would dig his heels in. Like, no, Sharzad, I'm not doing that. I'm not reading your books. I'm not going to your parenting classes. I'm not going to your church wedding class. I'm not going to your sexuality courses. I don't want to be more intimate with you. I don't want to open my eyes during sex. I don't want to kiss you. No, no, no. Not in those words. He didn't use those words, but he was like a donkey. And guess what? I have no fucking donkey stifling me anymore. And the reason I'm talking about my marriage that ended years ago is because I'm in this therapist course and I'm getting all these freaking insights. And I kept thinking he was a great guy. He was a little walled off. He was freaking walled off. He was the blatant. If we would have been in a therapist course, they would have worked on him as the problem and challenged me if I really wanted to stay. And they would have said, your wife is about to leave you. And you know what he would have said? Fine, let her. And that's exactly what he did when we finally did go to therapy. 25 fucking years. Now, it's great for my kids that they had both parents, and my kids turned out really well, probably because of it. So in that case, I don't mind that I stayed with him all those years because we have 3 wonderful, healthy, emotionally healthy children. However, for me personally, it was a fucking waste. And so that's why I'm like, walled off, avoid, and now I don't have anyone pushing me down, telling me I can't feel or I can't be intimate. No one is pushing against my personal expansion anymore. No one is pushing against my personal expansion anymore. I can expand in any fucking direction I want. I don't have to worry anymore about someone telling me no. not my mom telling me no, not my dad telling me no, not my ex-husband telling me no. And they were all Debbie Downers. They were all versions of pushing me down. Something they didn't like about me. You know, my mom didn't like that I liked men. She didn't like men. She didn't like that I liked sex. She doesn't like sex, you know. And she didn't like men. That's another thing I saw. I had to break my subconscious alliance with my mother that I adored. Yes, I wear pretty dresses like she does. And yes, I people please men sometimes the way she does. That's how I ended up with all those bad hookup situations. I became pleasing to a man I liked. That's another pattern I saw. And, you know, my dad was telling me no, he would be angry. My dad became angry when I was vegetarian. He became angry when I went on the pill. Instead of seeing that I was taking care of myself, he became angry when I divorced my husband. He became angry when I wrote my book. He became angry when my sister wore too much makeup. He became angry when my brother was a philosophy major because that makes no money. Like angry and like pushing me down. And you know what? I'm tired of fucking people pushing me down, and that's why I don't want a relationship. I don't want to be trapped. I don't want anyone pushing me down. I don't want anyone telling me that I can't be my expanded self. I have to stay small to accommodate them. And the problem is not anymore with my parents because I don't live with them, but the problem is in a relationship, if I'm with a person who's telling me no to intimacy or connection or vitality or aliveness or the things that I want for myself to keep growing and expanding, then someone is just shutting me down. I feel like I'm a balloon that's blowing up and someone keeps compressing it. And you know, and that's the easiest way to die and to be trapped, by allowing myself to be around people who want to fucking trap me. So fuck that. That's all I want to say. Yeah, so that's about it. So it's really important, I think, for us women to be like, to be cordial with men. However, when it comes to dating or relationships and that whole vibe, I closed the door. I closed the door last week. I'm like, God, you know what? I'm going to close the door. If you want me to have a man in my life, you'll bring him and he'll pursue me. And I feel so more in myself. Because most of my life I went around that way. Like if a man wants me, let him come after me and get me. And that's how I did meet my husband. He wasn't all bad, but he wasn't just good enough. Okay, I'm going to be honest. He wasn't good enough for me because he was constantly pushing me down. But I wasn't looking for a man when I met him. So this whole idea we have to be looking all the time is BS. So I am just going to be like enjoying this moment, experiencing what's happening now. And you know, men love to chase and pursue. Let them use their testosterone, not just from their cock to slide it in my pussy, from their heart to pursue me as a friend, as a woman. You know, let them see my heart. If you can't see my heart and all you see is my vagina, then I don't want anything to do with you. If all I am to you is a vagina to enter for your release, which to most men I am going to be, because men, you know, that's what they want to do, this beautiful woman. But for every man, there will be a few women he will encounter in his life where his heart is engaged, where he's thinking, I want to be with this woman. I want to build something with this woman. And those are the only men I want to talk to, the men who want to build with me. Because when you build with me, you're going to get my pussy too. But that's not going to be the first place you're coming from. If you're just coming from your cock, that's a way for you to know if that's the woman you want to pursue. When you're like, I want to build with this woman, that's the woman you've got to pursue, guys. And ladies, those are the men we want to let in. The men who want to build with us. Who want to be a good husband, a good father, and build with us, you know, who want to grow with us, expand with us, where we can be more because they're in our lives, not less. I'm done being less. By the way, my ex-husband never made me be less in any area of my life except sexually, emotionally, romantically, and relationally. When it came to investing or dealing with the kids or my career and my intelligence, he was very supportive. And that's all I could see most of the time. Like, he loves me, he lets me handle the money, he lets me do with the kids, he lets me do with the house. But when it came to anything with emotion, he was like a freaking donkey and he squished my balloon. And now I'm free. Now I'm free! And this video, again, I've been divorced almost 9 years, but I'm getting a lot of insights through this couples therapy course I'm taking with through terryreal.com. Terry Real is teaching it. And I'm going to be sharing more of that kind of stuff. And so thanks for watching my video.